Hi, good morning. My name is Valeria and her name is Babette. She is a teacher of a school called Semillitas. So, Babette, I want to interview about the topic, what kinds of new consumer are you? So my first question is, do you watch TV news regularly?
Not regularly on TV because I like more to read the news via my mobile. I have an application of the newspaper from my country, the Netherlands, and I read the news always on my mobile.
Okay, so the second question is, do you usually read the newspaper in depth?
I don't read it in depth. I don't read all the articles, just the articles what has my interest. About politics, I like to read some entertainment and the most important topics, what is most of the times on the first page of the newspaper.
And the third question is, what is your opinion of most news reports?
The news I read is from the Netherlands, and the reporters they don't give so much critic and an opinion. I think it's well written. They are interesting articles and well written, like good reporters.
Okay, my first question is, you wake up in the morning and find that there's a breaking story, something that's happening right then. So, would you turn TV or computer to follow the story?
Absolutely. I always, when there's something very great happening in the world, I always turn on the CNN via the internet and I watch the news via CNN.
Okay. So my first question, if some people say that the news is all bad and that is often full of despair, what's your reaction in that moment?
I think the most of the news, what is this moment going on in the world, it's not very positive because most of the times there are terrorist attacks, most of the times in the Europe news about the IS groups in the Middle East. All of that is negative, and the only positive things sometimes what I read are funny things. They are written in the entertainment parts about pop stars and stuff like that.
Okay, and my final question is, some people feel immobilized by the news. So does happen to you?
No, not really. I think, sometimes when I was living in Europe and you read a lot about terrorist attacks, you stop visiting big events in big cities because you take a risk if you go to that kind of concerts, events. We didn't do that anymore the last 2-3 years.
Okay. So thank you very much for this interview and see you later.
You're welcome.
Hi, good morning, Carlos.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm Miguel, so what about you?
I'm fine too. Thank you very much, but I'm a little nervous because I want to do an interview and the topic is, what kinds of new consumer are you? So my first question is, do you watch TV news regularly?
Yeah, sometimes. For me, it's basically on TV.
On TV?
Yeah.
Okay. So the second question is, do you usually read the newspaper in depth?
No, you know what? I don't read newspapers. If I have any information as TV or internet.
Okay. So the third question is, what is your opinion of most news reports?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the place. Generally, of course, we're traveling. If you have overseas, it's different. I think most of news have, I don't know, they have this part of investigation and they are really sure what they are saying, but I think in Ecuador it's very complicated. And worse if you have this little cities, I don't know, when it's in the countryside, that's different.
Because in our country is much violence and all the stuff, right?
Yeah, basically it's based on this violence, and most of those tabloids are like that. That's lots of blood, lots of death, and rapes, and it's what it sells here.
Yeah. You wake up in the morning and find that there's a breaking story, something that's happening right then. Would you turn on TV or computer to follow the story?
No, generally I don't do those things.
No?
Yeah.
Okay. So some people say that the news is all bad and that is often full of despair. What's your reaction in that moment?
It depends. Also, tell you most of the cases I'm not worried about news. Generally, what the type of news I'm watching is something related to economy, basically economy. What are the politics now in our country? I think it is the main topic when I'm trying to follow.
Okay, so my last question is: some people feel immobilized by the news. Does happen to you?
No, not at all.
Not at all. Okay, Carlos, it's a pleasure to be here with you today. So thank you very much.
Okay, it's a pleasure too. Thank you.
Good afternoon. This is my friend Jembel. She is a teacher at a school called La Providencia. It's a pleasure to me, Jembel, be with you today.
All right.
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to know you.
Okay.
And I'm really happy to know someone who speaks in English.
That's important, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the interview, the topic is what kinds of news consumer are you? So my first question is, do you watch TV news regularly?
Yeah, especially when I'm back in my country in the Philippines, I usually watch news TV before dinner. So, but when I started staying here in Ecuador, it's hard for me to watch TV because everything is in Spanish. But then again, I still follow news on YouTube or in Google. I watch or just use the translator for me to understand everything.
For understand. Okay, the second question is, do you usually read the newspaper in depth?
For now, I really don't read newspaper anymore. Before, yeah, but now I don't because everything is in YouTube or you can browse everything on the internet. So.
Okay. My third question is, what is your opinion of most news reporters?
Yeah, most news reports today are all about politics, drugs, and crime. So, like everything, like every country has that problem, and they are still fixing it. They are still finding solutions to fix that problem.
Do you think that now the news are more about violence or drugs than something positive things?
Yeah, yeah. Like when these days, it's all about drugs and crime, violence, and politics. But then again, there are some, if you want to be inspired and look for something new, for news to brighten your day, so you need to watch other channel like Discovery Channel or Travel Channel.
Or Travel Channel. So the fourth question is, you wake up in the morning and find that there's a breaking story, something that's happening right then. Would you turn on TV or computer to follow the story?
Yeah, I would definitely do that. Because especially that I'm here in a foreign country, I need to know everything. I need to know what's happening around me. And of course, I will follow that story. What's the outcome, what's the result of, and what happened.
The end of
in
the story.
Yeah.
So number 5, some people say that news is all bad and that is often full of despair. What's your reaction about that comment?
Like, most news, are bad, but then again, you still need to know what's happening around.
Yes.
You have to be curious about things.
Okay. My last question, Yembel, is some people feel immobilized by the news. Does happen to you?
No, I'm not really affected of everything that is happening. Like, I just wanted to know. But then again, if there is something bad happening in the Philippines, like violence or a storm or a typhoon is coming, I'm really affected because I am thinking about my family. But then again, it's okay.
It's okay.
Like, I am not that worried about everything as long as I know what's happening.
Okay, it's all for today.
Alright.
So thank you very much. I'm very happy that you be with me in this interview. So see you later.